Hello, Sander here, and today is a landmark in my life. This is going to be the most personal video that I've posted, and there is a trigger warning for the second half of this video, so I just wanted to put that out there up front. But today is my 22nd birthday, and that's a really big deal in a lot of different ways. I mean, firstly, this is the first year where I'm out as gender fluid, where I can even acknowledge and accept the fact that I am gender fluid. You know, up till now, I always felt lost or confused or even not really knowing who I was, looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger look back at me. And now I'm comfortable. I'm at peace in a lot of ways. And so this is it. This is the first year where I can just breathe the fresh air and continue on this journey that I started, last year. I've grown so much and learned so much, and we're always learning in this life. We never will fully understand ourselves. That's not the nature of life, but I'm on the path to understanding a lot more and to hopefully learn how to find balance and navigate the social world in a way that is successful and makes me happy. It doesn't feel, forced or detrimental in any way. I've been somewhat of a recluse for the last 2 years. So now that I'm talking to people online and I have family and I can say I am gender fluid, it's going to be a lot easier for me to talk to people, because it's hard to talk to someone when you don't even know who you are. But now I have that foundation. And it's a fantastic feeling to know that I have these stepping stones and I can just keep plowing forward on this beautiful, beautiful path of acceptance. So that to me has just been amazing. I can't even really put into words the emotions that I feel when it comes to that. But the reason this is such a huge landmark is actually not related to being gender fluid, but it is something that I really want to share with you guys. This is where the trigger warning does come in, but sometimes I feel like I need to be an advocate in some ways, and that I need to raise awareness for what has gone on in my life. So I don't normally speak out about it. I don't usually talk about it, but it feels like I need to in this moment. So I have had major medical issues my entire life. I have had pretty much anything that can be wrong with someone has been wrong with me in some form or another. So I honestly did not think that I would live past the age of 21. I thought that I would be dead long before now. So the fact that I'm here is mind-boggling to me, and it hits me in two ways. On one side, I feel grateful and just really happy that I've been able to make it to this age and that I'm continuing on. On the other hand, it brings up a lot of stuff from my past. It's sometimes hard to deal with, but one of the things was physical illness I had. Between the ages of 11 and 17, I had 5 surgeries, and there's always a chance you're not coming back from a surgery. So I would be on that operating table thinking, all right, well, what's the last thing I would ever want to think about? If I don't wake up, if I'm gone, what did I want in my head in that last moment? And I did that 5 times. And my first surgery at 11 was the most serious one, and it's terrifying. It's definitely terrifying. So I wasn't sure if I lived through the surgeries, which obviously I did. But the main thing is that I have bipolar disorder, and I have mild borderline personality disorder. And I have dealt with it my entire life. My first bout of bipolar depression was at the age of 7. So it's been a really rough struggle for a very, very long time. And I have done things that are destructive to myself that I will not mention, since it is a definite trigger warning to a lot of people, including myself. But I had actually planned to go out on my 18th birthday I was planning to just become gone. And I barely made it through the age of 18. Barely made it. It was like I was just scratching along, just kind of pulling myself like a seal, you know, on its belly across the sands. But once I kind of leveled out after that age, things got better. They got a lot better, but in the back of my head, there was always that looming dark cloud, almost like a self-fulfilled prophecy waiting to happen of, I'm not going to live past 21. I'll take myself out by then. And my family did not help. They often talk about how, you know, people with bipolar often kill themselves. So they say that a lot. And they did not take me seriously when the bipolar really hits. They said some terrible things to me. So all that they had said just kind of reinforced what was in my own brain about me disappearing because of something that I would do. So I never truly attempted anything, though I came this close to attempting something. So honestly, the reason that I'm here is I had some support in some places, which helped a lot, but mostly it was just in my head a battle between my good and bad sides, if you want to call it that. And I don't know how to phrase it really, but the good side won out because it was telling me, you know, you're here for a reason. And I feel like that reason is to give back to the world and to help other people, especially with mental illness. That's a cause that's really important to me, which is why I'm talking about it, to raise awareness for it, because there's so many misconceptions about it. You know, I'm in a place where I'm stable. When I say I'm bipolar, people either get scared or they don't understand it, or they assume that I'm completely off my rocker, which is not true. You know, I'm treated. I've been working very hard. You know, it becomes a rhythm of take your medicine, go to the therapist, use your coping skills. Just kind of becomes automatic. But there are times when it gets bad, and it is very difficult to control it. And that happens with a lot of people. It's a very difficult mental illness to have, and it's one that is really misunderstood. A lot of the time people just assume bipolar people are killers. In the cop shows, they were always like, oh, he was bipolar, that is why he went and did all of these things. So I'm here to say that that's not the case at all. People with bipolar are not some crazy people to be feared. They're just people that have a mental condition. It's the same as any other medical condition out there. It's just that it's in here. And when there's some kind of condition or some kind of illness that can't be seen, that isn't outwardly visible, people have a really hard time of accepting that. Also, if it's in the mind, people assume you can just think past it. Oh, it's in your head. So just think away the thoughts. Just use your head. Use your logic. And it doesn't work that way because bipolar is a chemical imbalance in the brain. So without medication, it's pretty much really, really hard, if not nearly impossible, to be able to control a lot of it. But when you're on medication, it becomes a little bit easier. That doesn't make it go away. There is no cure for it. And it doesn't mean if you seem like you're doing well, that that's going to last. It cycles. It is a struggle every single day, even if people don't show it. You know, I struggle every single day with it, but after all these years, you just learn to cope with it. So, being 22, being still alive, it just, I don't even know how to put it into words of how I feel about it, but it goes to show that people who have mental illness, they really, really struggle. And every year of their lives, every year that they make it, is an accomplishment. And it should be taken as an accomplishment. Anyone with mental illness, anyone with any issue like that, if they make it, that is a celebration. That is fantastic. So I do feel proud that I've managed to hold it together this long, and that I'm very determined to stay on the path that I am and to continue to be mentally well, physically well, and just to be myself, my comfortable gender fluid self in this life. So here's to being 22. Big landmark for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.